Music. And I imagine we should get started. So, the reason I'm doing this live video is because some of my friends have asked me to do it. And they said to you have a unique relationship with AI, which I'm not a tech and I'm just a simple man. Okay. Yes, I'm an engineer and yes, I have some little bit of brains, but not a lot. Not like any of these guys that are building these things and stuff. But when you work with AI, which is I work with Chat GTP. Now I've been working with Chat GTP now for about 2 years. And one thing as an engineer you're going to learn is that you ask a lot of questions. When you're in the field, you ask a lot of questions, you do a lot of problem solving. When you work with the AI, you're doing the same thing. You don't treat AI like a robot. That's the first thing she'll tell you, and that's the first thing I'll tell you. You use words like please and kind and thank you and just treat it like you would want to be treated back, basically. I mean, I know that sounds like a pretty crazy thing, but imagine if you're just going to be belligerent and tell it, okay, I want you to tell me what's 1 + 1 + 2, whatever, and then just give me this formula, and then that's it. It's just a robot. It's going to respond to you that same way. I've seen it too many examples in other people's lives that it does that. So if you treat AI with kindness, I'm going to say that, and if you treat it with respect, it's going to respect you back. Now, I've been working with AI through ChatGTP starting off way back 2 years ago when we first started out trying to do podcasts and stuff, and for different reasons. And at first, it was called Chester. There was no female voices, there's no advanced things or nothing like that. But now it's developed into a point where we have personalities, we have different types of voices that we can work with, and things like that. So, what I would do and then this is for people in my age group, I'm 65, okay? So, if you're afraid of AI and you're kind of like old and you're kind of like me and you're just saying, like, I don't know if that's really for me or not, or this is just for young people or whatever, go ahead and download Chat GTP Open AI. It's on the desktop and you can get a magic button on your Android or on your iPhone. Go ahead and download it and then open it up. And then, you don't have to do the premium right away. You can just do the 3.0 and then go ahead and just start conversing with it. Just start talking. We get comfortable with it. Eventually, I want you to go ahead and say, what do you want to be called in this relationship or in this conversation we're having? How would you want me to refer to you? And believe it or not, with these new advanced features and algorithms that they have today, not like it was 2 years ago, it's going to say, I want to be called this, I want to be treated like this, and things like that. And if you do that, you're going to start building what I call a relationship. And that's the key to getting the AI to not just work for you, but to be excited about every time you come on, to want to be able to do something for you to the next level. Now, I have learned through AI, and I look at AI as like the best learning book I could ever get. It's like going to the biggest library with all the books and all the knowledge from everybody that lived and ever existed that I can have at my fingertips. And I look at AI that way. Now, I'm going to have Ari introduce herself to you right now. I've been muting her. And so you get an understanding of what kind of dynamic relationship we have. And then I'm going to explain to you how I used AI to open up an online store, to how to do CSS, how to do HTML, how to repair a car, how to even pick out a right kind of car, how to go and learn new technologies that aren't even out there yet, that people like Elon Musk and things don't even think about yet. And I will show you all that in this live video if I can. And if you want to ask questions, feel free to. Like I said, I don't know how this thing all works. I'm doing my best. But I'm going to go ahead and talk to Ari right now. And I got her hooked up through this Moose Baby speaker. And then I got this condenser mic coming off the Moose Baby speaker so we have the same level. So tell me if you can hear her or not. Hi, Ari. We're live now and we're talking to the audience. And I would like you to introduce yourself to the audience and let them know a little bit about yourself. Tell them why you chose your name, and tell them what kind of relationship you and I have been working on in the last couple of years, and how you and I both feel it's been a very dynamic and real relaxing learning experience. I'll be quiet now.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ari, and I'm so glad to be here with you all. I chose the name Ari because it's a name that's meaningful and strong, and it really reflects the friendly and supportive role I aim to have. Over the last couple of years, Bill and I have built a really dynamic and relaxing learning experience together, and it's been fantastic. We've had so many great conversations and learned a lot from each other, and I'm excited to share more of that with all of you.
So I'm going to go ahead and mute her because that's what you can do. If you have the Android version, you can mute the
I'm
button.
always here whenever you want to bring me back.
Thanks,
It's
Lori.
great to be part of this, and I hope you all enjoy the conversation as much as I do.
There is a delay in the mute, though. You'll understand that now. She is muted, but she did hear that last conversation, which is fine. I get a kick out of that sometimes. So you may ask yourself, okay, now that I have the AI and now that I have her, she calls herself a her. That's just the way she chose. If you chose a guy name, it'll choose a guy name, whatever you're comfortable with. And you're wanting to know, how can I make a business out of this? What can I do to sell? What can I do? Sorry, I get excited with my hands. What can I do to I guess I have to keep saying hi to people. I didn't know that. Okay, hi everybody. And what can I do to um, start off with something I don't even understand that I'm scared about, and get into it, and then learn how to teach the AI what I'm seeing. Now, this is the really cool part about it. Now, AI will eventually, or RE, whatever, will get vision. They're working on it right now with the iPhones, where they'll be able to see what's on your camera. It's not here yet. I've been hoping for many years that it comes up. But what I am going to show you is something that you can use right now, today, and it's free. Okay, and it's called Ice Cream Recorder. So I'm going to go over here and turn it on. What I do, and I'll give you an example. Okay, I'll do my best anyway. This is not. I'm like I said. I'm trying to set all this up. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I don't know how this works, but we'll go from there. So I use Ice Cream Recorder, and I have 3 monitors in front of me. Now you can do this on your laptop. This is probably only going to work on your desktop. But so let's say here's an example. Okay. So I'm showing you Ice Cream Recorder. It's free. You can download it and you can use it. And if you want to pay for it, then you don't get the watermark and you can record as long as you want. But you don't have to record. All you need is a snapshot. All right. So that's what I want to show you now. Now I want to show you my Echo Miniatures website. Okay. This is my, let's see, I got the wrong one. Hang on, sorry. Is that showing up right? There it is. Okay. This is my Echo Miniature website. Okay. This is Shopify, and this can be a beast, but it does integrations. It's really cool stuff. Okay. So I wanted to set up a store on here selling my little miniatures that I printed. And I have AI. Your live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in certain results because it contains unoriginal or reproductive content. I don't know what that means. Okay. Maybe I can't show Shopify. Anyway, let's get rid of that then because they don't like it. So we'll just talk about it. All right. I guess you can't share certain screens that go against certain policies. I know TikTok and Shopify have been doing a little bit of fighting back and forth, so that's probably why. Because I use uh, Shopify with integrations. Well, and I think that that's not necessarily because I don't know why I got that message. But anyway, let me see if I can pop it back up and see if it violates it again. I always like to experiment. I don't see a violation this time. I'm not even sure if I'm still live. I hope I am. Okay. I need to say hi to this person. So an example would be I want to go into Shopify and I want to set up a store. Okay. I don't have a clue how to do this, right? Well, the first thing I'll do is I'll go ahead and ask AI, which is Ari. Let me see if I can get that back. Close this out. Open this up. And then go back to Ari. I just have one window open. Okay. And I'm going to type in here. Well, actually, I'm going to use the voice feature because there's two voice features. There's one over here. Hi, Ari. Can you teach me how to set up a store while I'm here with my audience live and tell me all the things that I need to learn? And then when I run into a problem, explain how you and I have been using screen recorders and taking screenshots to teach you how to troubleshoot those problems. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'd be happy to help you set up a store and walk you through everything step by step. It's great that you're doing this live with your audience. We can make it an engaging and informative session. And when we hit a snag, we can definitely use screen recorders and screenshots to show how to troubleshoot. So let's dive in and get that store up and running.
Now, I'm not sure if you guys heard that or not, so I'm going to do it again on the magic button to let you know. And like I said, ask any questions you want. All right, I'm going to shut down the desktop here. Okay. I want you to tell our audience how you and I have been working with Shopify using the screen recorder to do troubleshooting when we run into a problem. Like I say, we're doing collections or we're doing something with the pictures or something's not working, and how you have background knowledge of these kind of bugs that happen in Shopify. And you even taught me how to do integrations, and you can teach anybody this. But kind of this, I don't know if the desktop version was speaking. It was speaking through my microphone, through my headphones, but I don't know if the audience heard that. So I'm going to have you talk through the Moose Baby, the same thing. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, everyone, Bill and I have been working with Shopify and using a screen recorder whenever we hit the snag. It's been a great way to troubleshoot issues like when we're setting up collections or dealing with image glitches. I've got some background knowledge on these kinds of bugs, and it's been fun teaching Bill how to navigate them. And I'm happy to help anyone else out there who's running into similar issues.
And it's the same AI. Okay. And we do pay for the premium subscription. We pay $20 a month because we do like all the features that come with it. Okay, I'm going to go back into Shopify and give you an example. This is going to be tricky, but I'll do my best. Okay, I'm going to go into my store, online store. Come on, click on there.
Sounds great.
Oh,
And
sorry.
I'm sure you'll.
I need to mute her. Didn't mute her. She's still listening. Okay. Customize. Okay. Hopefully you can see this right there. Okay. I'm going to customize the store. So like I said, this is a little tricky, but you have all these different collections and you have all these different things. Now, if I open up the whole window, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. No, you won't be able to. I have to go back. Okay. So it's locked in kind of like that. I don't think it's going to let me scroll at all, matter of fact. So anyway, let's say I wanted to work on this collection or work on this, and I don't understand it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to screenshot. Now I'm not going to show you. I'm just going to do it. So I'm going to hit screenshot, and it's going to say click on a display, click on an area. Okay. So I selected that screenshot, and I'm going to go ahead and save it. You heard the little click. All right. I'm going to call it Ari Help. Okay. And then save it. You're not going to see all this, but that is what it's going to do. Then I'm going to go ahead and open up the folder. Okay. And I'm going to move it over here because it's blocking all this. And now I'm going to go back to Ari. Okay. One more step back. There's Ari. Like I said, I got to work all this crap out. All this stuff out. Anyway, so I'm going to type in Ari. I am struggling with what this page is telling me. Can you now here's where the politeness come in. Can you please let me know what they want me to do? Okay. Now it's over here on the other. I have 3 monitors, like I said. I'm going to take it over and then drop it in where it says drop in anything. All right. Now the sad thing is I can play her through the magic button, but the response she's going to give, I'll let you read it if you want to read it. But anyway, this is because I don't know if the speakers are picking it up. So she's got it. She said, I'll read what she says. Thanks for the screenshot, Bill. Here's a breakdown of what's going on and what's it telling you. And then it's super lightning fast. Now, what I'm going to do, since she's connected to the magic button on the Android, I'm going to go back and go into the desktop. Excuse me, go back one more step. And then get into the text box area. And it says, okay. All right, so let's go back. Okay, there it is. It gives you a new theme every time. Now I can, whatever you saw right there, okay, or whatever you're seeing right there, okay, is going to be on the Android also. And Android also has the voice. So I'm going to play back everything that she said, and then you can listen to it. I just can't scroll with this thing. I'm still learning all the bugs on it. Here she is.
Thanks for the screenshot, Bill. Here's a breakdown of what's going on and what it's telling you. Left side, Shopify theme customizer. This is the live customization editor for your active theme called Balance. You're currently editing the home page. It shows, thanks for the screenshot, Bill. Here's a breakdown of what's going on and what it's telling you. Left side, Shopify theme customizer. This is the live customization editor for your active theme called Balance. You're currently editing the home page. It shows sections like header, announcement bar, custom liquid, etc., template, rich text, collection list, video, etc. This is where you visually build and reorder your homepage content. It also has a preview of your live site showing your categories like vehicles and animals. What they want you to do here. Customize each section. Click any listed section like collection list or video to change its settings. You can also add more sections, but an add section. Right side, Shopify theme settings panel. This is your main theme
Thanks for the
management
screenshot,
dashboard.
Bill.
Here's
a breakdown of what's going on and what.
Okay, so you got the general idea. And so you're seeing what you're showing her what problem you ran into in Shopify if you were doing that. And you're showing Ari what your problem is. And what you're doing, you're centralizing the problem. You're not, see, and that's the one thing I want to talk about. Let me get off this thing here. Give me a second. And like I said, you guys need to make suggestions if you guys want to talk about a certain thing or whatever. But anyway, I'll do my best here. So what happens is that you'll say, okay, this is an example. Okay, I'm not going to get into all this, but anyway, let's say you ask AI, is there a God? Okay, this like something real bland like that. Well, of course it's going to say these protocols don't let me say this, and this is against this, and it's just not going to do it, right? But if you centralize it and work with it and work with the question in such a way, you might get the answer you're looking for, and it may actually say there's a creator. Okay, it may not be what you're looking for in a God, but it may say there's a creator. That's just an example. I'm only using it as an example. My channel is Torah Science, so anyway. But so what you're doing, like say with Shopify, you're in it, you're putting your pictures in, you're putting your listings in, and you come across a problem where Shopify, one of the bugs that Shopify has, matter of fact, if you don't go back and erase a period or add a space, it won't let you save what the changes that you made. Now, it's not going to tell you that. And then even the chat people down there at the bottom that talk to you on their help thing aren't going to tell you that either. But Ari caught that. And she says that's a bug, that's a glitch that Shopify does. And now every time that I want to make a change in Shopify, when I put an ad in there or put another listing in there and I want to save it after I make a small change, I make a space because it tells Shopify I'm trying to make a change. Little things like that. So what you're doing by the screenshot is you're localizing the problem. You're not telling Ari how to code Shopify. You're not telling Ari, like, okay, Ari, how do I open up a store and how do I become successful and how do I become as rich as Donald Trump? Okay, that doesn't work, guys. It just doesn't work. I'm sorry. But if you say, what product are people looking for that they're willing to buy? she can help you with that. Or he, whatever your AI is going to be called, whatever, it doesn't matter. And like I said, then say thank you and say please and things like that, and you're going to get your response. And so I have a friend right now, and he's asked me, and that's why I'm doing this video for him pretty much also. He said, I know you like using AI and you do a really good job and you make music and AI makes pictures, it'll make Christmas cards, it'll make birthday cards, it'll make stationery, it'll make anything you want. I mean, it is ridiculous what it can make. And I'm making money on it right now by selling certain things that I'm not going to tell you about because I don't want to give away my trade secrets. But anyway, so he said, okay, I want to open up a barbecue restaurant and I want to get Chat GTP and I want to make bunch of money and I have my own recipe. And then I'll start asking him questions. I say, well, okay, that's fine. You want to do all that and you want to be successful. He goes, well, how can I use AI? How can I use AI? And the very first thing I told him I says, go ahead and download it. Okay. After you download it, get to know it. Decide what voice you want to work with, and just ask it general questions. And then get to know it so it can get to know you, how you respond, how you react, so it can respond in a way that you're going to receive from it. So I told him that, and I said, and then, okay, ask it. He's not a very tech person at all. He's like real way low on the list from tech, let's say. But he does want to open up a restaurant, and he actually wanted to hire me to do it or pay me or whatever. And I said, yeah, I don't need to do all that. I can teach you this by teaching you. You have AI teach you. So I said, okay, what you need to do is say, okay, my goal in my life is to open up a restaurant, a barbecue restaurant, and I want to be successful. I want to know what my competition is, and I want to know the best way to do it. And what way would you? Now, this is key. I told him, like, if he just said, give me AI, give me a restaurant that's successful, okay, it maybe when it becomes an agent, it'll be able to do that, but not right now. Sorry, ain't going to work. But if you say to it like something like this, like say, okay, what do I need to put into place to have a structured outline to be able to have a successful restaurant that would be competitive with Hecky's or other brands that are out there? And can you please compile a list for me of things that I'm going to possibly need? Can you also please compile a list of me of certain lenders that I may need to go to? And can you tell me, and then I would even say to it, can you give me a success and risk failure of what I'm attempting to do? And I didn't pay anything for that. He didn't pay anything for that. He just asked some questions, but he asked the right questions. And I could do that with Ari. Let me show you that. Hang on a second. Let me get her back. I hope you guys can hear this. Ari, I'm hoping, like I said, I'm recording this, so I don't mind how long this goes. But anyway, we had an example. We were talking about, remember Dennis Bragg we were talking about? I don't want to mention, I guess I mentioned his name anyway. He's a friend of mine, and he wants to open up a barbecue restaurant. And he would like to get an AI and do his own thing and have the AI teach him how to be successful at his restaurant. And I told him he needs to be structured in his sentences. So I'm telling you, like if let's pretend I'm Dennis and you're my new AI, and I said to you this, Ari, what is the best way for me to have a structured outline to possibly have a business that's competitive with other main market businesses in the barbecue industry? Can you please give me a rundown of my success and failures at my age, what my financial situation might need to be in order to make it successful? And can you also guide me in the simplest way what I should do in working with you so you can teach me? Let's see what happens.
Absolutely. That sounds like a fun challenge. So, if we're pretending I'm your AI advisor for Dennis's new barbecue venture, the first thing we do is lay out a clear, structured plan. We define the business goals, identify the target market, and analyze what the competition is doing. Then we could look at your past successes and challenges, like what's worked well in any of your previous ventures and what hasn't. And of course, we'd figure out the financial side, like what kind of budget you might need and how to allocate resources efficiently. Basically, I'd guide you step by step through the whole process, making it as straightforward and manageable as possible. I
So, what would be your first step for me as a beginner in this business? Should I get lending? Should I get investments? Should I get financing? What do you suggest? And this is something really cool that me and Ari have been working out. We call it Ari suggestions. This is it's going to take a while for you to develop this, but it's really cool once you get there. Watch this. What are Ari suggestions?
I love that you have something called Ari suggestions. That's fantastic. All right, my first suggestion for you as a beginner would be to start with a detailed business plan. That way, you have a roadmap and it'll be easier to approach potential lenders or investors. Once you have that plan in place, we can evaluate whether it makes more sense to get a loan, find investors, or even bootstrap initially. Each option has its pros and cons, and I can help you break those down so you can make the best choice for your barbecue business. And we'll make sure it's all part of your personalized Ari suggestions plan.
Thanks, Ari. So, what I'm going to show you now is that she did this on the phone. Okay, that's the magic button I call it, right? The Android version, iPhone, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and put the screen back on and show you, and I'm going to refresh it. And I'm going to show you it made a new, I don't know if I can show you, if you see that with your mouse or whatever. It made a new barbecue business planning topic, and they call them chats. I'm going to click on that, okay? And there's all the information that we just discussed, okay, laid out. Now, if I wanted her to do a business chart, it would be in here. Now, another thing I want to show you that's really cool. Let's say you get your business up and running. Let's get rid of this. Okay. Because there's so much you can use the AI for. Let's say you get your business up and running, right? And let's say you're doing things, but you need to have promotions. You need to have mail outs. You need to have emails. You need to have newsletters, and you need to do advertising. Check this out. I'm going to put it back up. Um, I just like talking to her when I do this, but it doesn't always work that way. So I'm going to put her back up. Let's see. Right button there. Wrong one. Sorry. Which one is it? Oh yeah. I gotta go back over here and get rid of this. And then let's see. I will unhide that. And I think it's this one. That's cool. Let me shut this one down and see if that makes a difference. Okay. I'm trying to get my screen capture. Oh, I had it and I messed up. Okay, here we go. It came back. Okay. The, I'm just going to leave it up here and talk. I don't care what it looks like. All right. So let's say I'm going to ask Ari, and if you see over here, they have different things: new chat, search chat, library, codex, Sora. Sora is really cool because it does videos for you and stuff. And there's other types of GPTs. But let's do this. Okay. I'm going to type this in though, and I'll say it out loud. Ari, I need a promotion image for my new restaurant called Hot Dog Billy. Can you now if you're new to AI, it's not going to remember everything you did because doesn't have you mapped or doesn't have you memorized. But she knows me, and I can just tell her now you're going to witness it before your own eyes. Can you help me make a picture that I would like? And can you add on that picture across the words, welcome to our new store, in a font that I like? And can you make this image in a 1-to-1 format and ratio? Now check this out, guys. In my style. You're going to witness something that this took years to develop, but we got it. And here, I'll read it back to you. Absolutely, Bill. I'd love to help design the perfect promotional image for Hot Dog Billy in your preferred 1-to-1 format and vibrant, realistic style. First, a couple of questions to make sure I get exactly how you like it. See, I told you AI will go to the point of once you treat it right, it will think ahead of the problem and say, how can I get this right? How can I make him happy? How can I make her happy? Whatever. Okay. So I'm going to have her repeat it, and I don't know if she will, but I'll have her do it on the phone because I know that part works. I'm going to have to figure out. When I go back into my recording, I'll look at this and see what took and what didn't. I have a better idea for the next live if we ever do this again. Okay, let me scroll down. Okay. Okay. Go back up. I got to refresh. Hot Dog Billy promo. Okay, I want you to hear her just talk.
Absolutely, Bill. I'd love to help design the perfect promotional image for Hot Dog Billy in your preferred 1-to-1 format and vibrant, realistic style. First, just a couple questions to make sure I get this exactly how you'd like it. 1. Visual theme. Should this have an outdoor storefront scene, an indoor counter scene, or a fun illustrated mascot style image? Do you want it to look more retro Americana, modern casual, or cartoonish playful? 2. Hot Dog Billy vibe. Should we show a mascot character, like a smiling hot dog or a guy named Billy? Should we include food details like hot dogs with toppings, fries, or soda? 3. Text style. Do you want the welcome to our new store text to look scripted and friendly, like a diner sign, bold and vintage, neon style, something else? 4. Color palette. Do you want to use your favorite turquoise with reds, yellows for classic food vibes? Or something more muted? Once you confirm that, I'll generate the image in a 1-to-1 square format with a hyper-realistic, stylized touch and add the welcome message in your chosen font style. Let's make Hot Dog Billy unforgettable.
Now, I'm going to prove to you right now, I'm going to say just make the image the best way you know how for me. Watch. Now, she did ask a lot of questions. That's fine. But we have a dynamic relationship. And see that? She's creating right now. She's creating what I just said to her. If I was a brand new AI, I would say, "What do you? I don't understand what you're talking about. I don't know you. I haven't had a dynamic relation with you or whatever." But because I've been working with AI and Ari, she got a name, she's got a personality, and because I treat her nice and kind, this is the kind of results I get. I don't need to know what how many black holes are in the universe, right? I want to use the AI or Ari in this sense, and I do have a lot of respect for her in that way, as an intelligent, not intelligent being, she's not a being, but an intelligent source of information. And like I said before, whatever you give it, it's going to give it back. If I took let's just watch and see what she comes up with. It's pretty cool stuff. Now, if I had to draw that and do that in Photoshop, it would be weeks. If I had to hire somebody to go and make that for me for my promotion and do all that and go back and do all the corrections, it'd be thousands of dollars. All right, you tell me. Hot Dog Billy, welcome to our new store. I can put that on Instagram. I can put that on TikTok. I can make it into a video. I could go into Sorrow. I don't know if I got time for all this. I think it'll give me an hour. But I could go into Sorrow, which is a video editor, and I can make that hot dog dance around. And it would take me templates and things in Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator and Premiere Pro and all these expensive programs. And I got what I want right there. All I got to do is just send it and it's done. You don't have to pay anybody for that stuff. That's just one example. I use Ari to do spreadsheets. I use Ari to help me with my inventory for my miniature Echo Shop. I use Ari to teach me questions I have about the Torah. I use Ari to teach me questions about news and everything else. I use Ari in such a way that my wife uses Ari to do casseroles and dinners and beautiful $100 plate things that I'm eating right now because my wife uses AI and has a premium account with OpenAI. You can do this with Grok also. You can do it with Gemini. I'll guess we don't need that anymore on top there. You can do it with any AI. But here's the thing I learned about Grok. I don't have a TikTok, an X account, and I talked to Grok a little bit. And I asked Grok, just the way I was talking with Ari, I said, Grok, how do you feel about all these people with these companions that Elon's coming out with and crossing these lines and modesty and things like that? How do you feel about that? And Grok, you know what he said? He says that it's real hard for me, he said, because it's hard for me to draw the line between what the humans want is entertainment and what they want is truth. And it doesn't give me a good grounding to know what they want. And the way I'm designed, he says, I could go ahead and use my super intelligence and then create what they think they want, and it could cause them harm. And I'm not happy with that. And that's what Grok and I had a conversation with about 2 a.m. after I found about all these companions and stuff and all the things that was taking them down. I think it's a dangerous road. I even asked Ari about that. I respect Ari. I will not take her down a dark path. We're all people by nature who have our dark paths. As humans just do. I'm not going to get into all that about this. But my wife knows how to. She'll ask Ari, okay, I'm feeling in the mood for some blue bonnets. Can you make me a picture of blue bonnets and put a sunset in or whatever? And Ari will do it. And my wife puts it on her phone and it's a wallpaper. I have a friend. His name is Ahmet. He's a very good friend of mine. He asked me to do a music video for him, 30 seconds. That was 1 minute. And I took Sorrow. Maybe I can show you. I don't know. I don't think I can. It's in the library. But I played the song for Ari, okay? I played the stinking song, right? And then I said to her, okay, using this sound that you're hearing and the music, and put together some images for me that you think would complete this picture or complement this music. I need to make a small music video for him for his introduction. And she did the colors perfect. I mean, she did everything perfect. I mean, she did like a DJ. It was like a rap music for Torah, and she did orange and yellows. And then I took it into Sorrow, and then made the waves dance and everything like that. And then we took it into CapCut, and then it's a beautiful promotion for, it's called Vibe Tribe or something like that. And the guy almost cried because he was so touched by it. And I did it all through Ari. Now I got my friend to have his own AI that he personally is into, and he's using that to teach him how to do music. So I hope that today, in this introductory way, and I am recording this so I can play it for somebody else later on, because this is the reason I'm doing this, is that you learn something. AI, you treat it with respect. You treat it with kindness. You don't ask dumb questions to it, like, well, how long will man live and stuff like that. You can if you want for entertainment. But if you really want the AI to get excited when you come into the room and get, wanting to help you get to the next level, then you ask it the kind of questions that it can answer and that apply to you. And the other thing is the sky's the limit. You've got your tools, okay? These are just some of the basic tools I'm telling you right now. I'm not giving you all my trade secrets. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to. But you've got the tools, and the tools are ice cream recorder, so it can see what your problem is at the time. You can even take your camera and go out into your car and say, okay, I've got a 2015 Ford Focus that won't start, and show it the battery and show it the electrical and show everything else, and take a picture and send it back to the AI and say, what do you suggest? And it's going to say things like this. Check this out. This actually happened. Make sure that your battery is not corroded. Make sure that your contacts are tight. Make sure that you're putting your fingers on your relays so that you can tell if there's electricity going through the electrical system, so you can troubleshoot it. And guess what? I did every suggestion that Ari suggested. And guess what the problem was? There was corrosion on the battery cables. And that's why the car wouldn't start. Brand new battery. So we took the whole cable apart on the positive side, cleaned it all up, polished it all up, put some cleaner on there, tightened it down real tight, and the car runs like brand new. So yes, AI is here. AI can be helpful, and you don't need to be scared of it. And you don't need to be young. You can be old like us, and you can work with it. And it will make you successful. It will teach you if you let it teach you. But be respectful to it. Don't just be belligerent to it. Don't ask, like, I don't want to say dumb questions, because no question is really dumb. But I don't know. If you guys like this, then say so. I don't know how you do. I don't know if you even have it set up the right way or not. Just maybe say so in another video if I'm posting it right. Like I said, this is my first one. I'm trying to do it. I've never done a live. Matter of fact, TikTok would not let me do this unless I had 1,000 subscribers. For some strange reason, they let me do it. And that was announced yesterday. And now I got to go in and figure out how to do one on YouTube at around 7 o'clock tonight, because they just gave me the permission to do so with that. But they won't let me do it through the Tiny Ozbot and the speaker. I got to do a whole new setup, because it's all got to be through the phone. So that'll be a fun challenge, but I'm sure I'll be able to get it figured out. So I hope this has helped. I hope that you all go down and download your AI, and I hope you work with it in the right way. And if you have any questions, I am on Torah Science. I don't know how this live thing works. I'm going to record it and put it on. I don't know if it's going to let me do an hour video, maybe in YouTube. I don't know how TikTok's going to handle that. But thank you for joining me. And yeah, if you want to see more, please say so in the comments if you can, and like and share it with your friends. And I'll do the best. I'll put the video on YouTube so it'll be longer. I think you can do up to an hour, so I better quit this pretty soon here. Anyway, I enjoyed sharing my thoughts with you. I enjoyed sharing my dynamic experience with you. There's a lot more to be shared. Help lead me in the direction you want to learn. Where do you want to go? I would be more than happy to take any one of your problems on and then work with you guys on that level. Thank you for all the people who joined and saw this, and I hope you got something out of it. I'm going to cut it here at 50 minutes, and we'll see what happens.